Your company is in the market for a new call center solution, and you've heard some of those might include AI. It's a big buzzword out there. A lot of technology is coming out with AI, but with AI comes with a bigger price tag. So you're wondering, is it worth it to go that route and to get AI for your new call center software solution? Well, if your agents are doing any type of sales or customer service, I absolutely think it's worth the additional price tag, and I'm going to tell you why in this video. But first, really quick, if you'd like my recommendations on the best call center software solutions for your company, take the shortcut, reach out, contact me. I will help you make a better decision in a fraction of the time. You can definitely watch this video, it'll help you out, but definitely call me. I can help you and it doesn't cost you a thing. All right, also, take a look at our company's website if you get a chance. Go to aerocominc.com and you can actually browse call center software solution providers and look at their different customer ratings, and you can look at their features, you can watch videos of them, read customer reviews, all that good stuff. It's a good kind of first step into taking a look at, the whole landscape of the marketplace, but eventually you're going to get to a point where you're going to need to talk to somebody. That's when you reach out and talk to me. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little ring thing. I don't know what it does, but it helps more viewers see our videos. So why is AI worth the additional price tag when you're looking for a new call center software solution for your company? Well, AI can do a lot of things for your organization that can really improve your sales staff, improve your managers, and give them the tools they need to manage and train better. Whether that's improving the people you have or getting rid of people that you shouldn't have or adding people that you need to have at different times. So overall, it's definitely going to improve sales, going to improve the customer experience, but specifically, I'm going to list some things here that AI can do that'll really help you guys out. Number one is AI can detect trainable moments for you and create playlists for your managers. So imagine if you're a call center software, or I should say a call center manager today, and you walk in the office in the morning, or maybe you're coming back from lunch and you want to know, like, hey, what should I be managing employees on? Should you walk around and try to listen in to conversations taking place? You can try that, but I mean, are you really going to just magically hit the right moment where you're going to train somebody? Maybe, maybe not, but you're probably going to be training on something that probably isn't that big of a priority compared to this thing that happened that is a big priority that you never heard. Well, what AI can do is it can detect moments that you set up, like, definitely things that are said on a call, like discussions on pricing or discussions on contracts, or maybe a competitor's name brought up, or maybe somebody got really angry on a call, or maybe somebody is really happy on a call. It can actually detect those moments based on what you specify and create playlists for your managers. So when they come back from lunch, they can see all the calls on a little playlist and listen to the recordings and know which employees to pull off and train. So do you think that's gonna end up with better training for your salespeople and better training for your customer service people? Absolutely. There's no way it can't. So that's a huge feature right there alone. Another thing that it can do is it can create playlists for your managers to use in training as far as good examples and bad examples. So when you bring on a new hire, a manager has an automatic playlist of how to handle objections, how to handle a pricing objection, how to handle a competitor objection, how to handle a difficult situation with a difficult customer, how to de-escalate a certain angry customer. So they've got little playlists that they can use on kind of best practices, so new agents can come on board and hear the best way to handle certain situations and the wrong way to handle certain situations. So that's always a nice supplement to training. Another thing AI can do is it can automatically score every single call. So it can score it in terms of just overall score, or it can give it a customer satisfaction score. Either one, it can do it automatically on every single call, and it can show employees their average for today, or their average over the last week, or their average over the last month. It can also show managers the same thing. So employees can see their own score and self-correct. or managers can see their score, their employees' scores, and walk over and find trainable moments, or find places where they could actually praise employees. I mean, that's huge, right? How often are managers praising employees, giving specific praise, which we know is the best way to give praise, very specific, timely praise on things that they're doing well that they want to see more of? Whatever you praise as a manager is going to, you're going to see more of that, right? Well, what are you praising? Are you praising the right things at the right time? So the way you're going to know that is to have scores taking place. Automatic call scoring on every single call. So it's going to help your managers do better. It's also going to help your employees self-correct faster and realize maybe some mistakes that they're making, that they kind of, started to stray a little bit in terms of their concentration or their mood, or, their maybe something they need to train up on pricing, things like that. Another thing AI can do is it can actually pop up different battle cards or call scripts or resources for your agents as they're talking on the phone. So based on certain words that are said, like for instance, if a competitor's name is said, a battle card can automatically screen pop onto their screen with a link to a battle card where it shows your company versus that competitor and the specific things that your company does better at that, at each little item. So it can do that with competitors' names. It can do it with product names. So if a product's brought up, it can automatically pop up a spec sheet for that product, pricing for that product. If the customer wants to place an order, there can be resources that pop up for them to help them handle the call faster, to make improve the customer experience. So that's another thing that AI can do, is pop up those little screen pops that help your agents either answer questions better or answer questions faster. What about scheduling? Do you always have the right amount of agents scheduled for the call volume that you're going to have today? Well, with AI can measure call volume over time and predict the number of staff you're going to need to handle the increase or decrease call volumes at different times of the day, or different days of the week, or different days of the month, or different months of the year. So it can do that, and it can show you suggested agent levels based on how long you want to have people on hold, what your call hold thresholds are, and it can suggest staffing. Because we all know if somebody's calling in to buy something and they're on hold for too long, or if it's taking too long to get a response from the agent, maybe they're on WebChat and it's taking too long to get responses, they might bail, and that's a lost sale. So obviously making sure that you have the right amount of staff at the right time, leaving that up to humans to try to just guess at, or based on statistical information plus human reasoning to just scrub that idea, I think is the best way to go, to make sure you have the right amount of people all the time, to make sure you answer all those calls, or you're not overstaffed and spending too much money, right? And then the last one I want to mention today, I mentioned it a second ago, is with WebChat. With AI, you can have WebChat that uses automation to answer certain questions that customers have. They're easily answered by a bot as opposed to live people. So what that's going to do is it's going to free up more live people to answer those calls, to make the sales, to make customers happier, to prevent customer churn, all that good stuff. So AI can also help your company increase sales through adding automation and a bot on your website. Now, those are all really cool features, but how do you put a dollar amount to that? Because I know a lot of IT departments, when they're talking to me about upgrading their call center software solution, they get a little worried about the pricing. And what I always encourage them to do is, number one, obviously involve the other departments that we're talking about today. Involve sales, involve marketing, involve operations. Get those other departments involved on the demos. Let them champion your sale for you, so that you're not, as the IT department, the only person trying to rally about all these soft dollar costs of increased sales and things like that. Another way to justify it, though, I think is a really tangible way to do it, is really make sure that your company has a beat on its customer churn. How many customers is your company losing per year? And what's the dollar amount associated with that customer churn? And Then you can say, okay, based on the AI features we're going to implement, we believe we can improve customer churn maybe 5%. So we can reduce the customer churn by 5%. Well, if you know what that dollar amount is, you can easily apply 5% to that and say that's what our goal is to reduce, implement this new technology, which costs X amount of dollars, and we think the revenue impact is going to be X amount of dollars. It's going to be 5% of our customer churn. So that's a dollar amount right there you can work with to decide if AI is worth the cost. You can do the same thing with your sales. You can say, okay, today we are doing X amount of dollars in sales per year. Well, with this new technology and able to train agents way better, we think we're going to be able to improve sales at least 5%, 20%, whatever that number is. And you can easily do that math. What's 20% of $1 million in sales? So you can do that math and say, hey, is it worth it for us to invest in this new technology if we can use this technology to train employees better, to give them better resources, to give our managers better resources, to improve sales 20%? What's that dollar amount, and is the price tag worth it? And I can tell you almost every single time it is. I haven't seen an example yet where it's not worth the price tag, because when we start talking about sales and customer churn, those become big numbers. And small percentages of big numbers is still a lot of money. So that's an easy way to cost justify it. The last one is employee turnover. So if your agents are not getting trained properly and they're getting punished by management, like management's coming down on them, but they were never really trained properly, and they're never really trained initially properly, they're never trained properly on an ongoing basis. So 3 months in, nobody's training them anymore, but a 3-month-old employee compared to a 3-year-old employee, it's a big difference. They still need a lot of training. But how is that manager capturing those trainable moments? They're not. So when they're not getting trained, their solution is, I got to figure it out myself. Well, some people do and some people don't. A lot of people don't. So they end up quitting or getting fired. Well, what's the employee turnover? How many employees does your company turn over every year? And what you might find out is you're replacing every single agent in your contact center once a year. So how much is that costing your company in terms of having, to slow down sales, slow down customer service? That's a dollar amount you can calculate as well. So if you think about it, okay, what if we reduced our employee turnover by 20%? You can think of maybe 5 different ways you can make that calculation. So again, reasons why AI is easily cost justifiable if you look at the big picture. If you see the forest through the trees, it's, we're talking pennies to save dollars. So absolutely, I think you should use AI with your call center software to improve sales and customer service. Now, if you like my recommendation on the best call center software service providers to quote that have the best AI features for your sales and customer service department, reach out and contact me. I will help you make a lot better decision in a fraction of the time. I've been a broker in this industry representing every major competitor for call center software for over 20 years. So I know the landscape, I know which providers have certain niches, and based on your company's requirements, I can quickly tell you the handful of service providers you should be quoting and why. And then I'll introduce you to the best people at those companies. I'll oversee the quoting process, get you on a demo with the service provider, make sure the service provider gets you their best pricing, you work with the best people. And on top of all that, you won't have to pay me anything for it. The service providers pay me my broker fee. So there's no excuse not to at least reach out and ask me what my opinion is. I can probably help you. Okay, so do that right away. Don't forget also to take a look at our website, aerocomminc.com. I guarantee you've not seen a website like this ever when it comes to our industry. You'll find all the contact center, call center software service providers out there. You can read reviews on them, you can watch videos on them, you can see details. You can search providers by feature. You can filter them out. So we've spent a lot of money and a lot of time on this website. Go check it out. And as always, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. Well, thanks for watching another video, and I will catch you on the next one.